today we were starting our work in Strasbourg, France. So let's come down here to this little boat. Going to take a little on the Rhine, do some sightseeing in Strasbourg, and then when we get to a particular point, we'll be getting off and walking along with the group. So I'm not sure how much talking I'm going to get to do, but I'll do it. Nothing right here where the ship is docked. You know, typical areas where they dock. So I'll be back.
Right inside you have a church coming. And some people think, okay, well, we found the cathedral. You will see our cathedral is something else. That's a baby church for us. It dates back to 1892. St. Paul, it was built at that time, features. And on the left-hand side, this building today is a university restaurant. I didn't tell you how many people live here, but I will come up on this. And in this means that now we are going to sail here in the southern arm of the river, and then we'll make the tour of the island. Tanners, I could see in the eyes that they were not, I don't know. I asked them, do you know what tanners do? Because I thought that they were not getting what I was telling them. And they said, of course we know what tanners is. They sing.
Yes.
Voila. You see what I mean? So that's why I'm using the expression leather makers. I hope everybody understands. Look at these beautiful flowers everywhere. There is a secret to have these beautiful flowers. Look on the fence of the bridges, you have small pipes going directly from the water into the pot. Automatic watering system, it helps, of course. And all these flowers on the fences are due to the city. Huh? Of course, when they are on the houses, it's the decision of the owners. And now, the houses in front of you, as I said, mainly date back to the end of the 16th and 17th century. People here had not very big incomes, life was very difficult, architecture is very simple timbers, no carving, and if you have a look at the roofs of the houses, there's a house coming ahead of us on the right, all the roofs are open. It's not the dormer windows as we've seen before. You have openings because these were the house of the leather makers. In order for them to transform the skins into leather, they had to scrape the skins. All the rest of flesh and hair was taken down into the water. So fishermen were very happy. There was a lot of food for the fish, yeah. And then the skins had to be fermented into big vats displayed along the canals, fermented into tannin and a lot of urine for 2 months, and then beaten into the water many times, and then suspended into the roofs to make them dry. So imagine the fragrances of Chanel here. Yeah. Now, can you see this bridge? The lockkeepers are here to the right, the men in blue. They push the button so that the bridge swings, you see? Otherwise it's too low for our boat. So every time we have a canal boat here, they have to put the chains, they have to let people to the right. You have a wall, umbrellas. Oh, you cannot see, too bad. Behind there is a charming house, because of the umbrella you cannot see. But anyway, there you have a small 5-bedrooms hotel. And the lady who is there, she's a chef as well. She was an architect and she was so stressed about her job, she quit. And she bought this place and she named the whole thing the Shh. What do you say when you ask a child to be silent? And you spell it C-H-U-T. So the Chute Hotel exists and it's here. Very quiet place. Voilà. Now, look at we are coming to the limit of the city of the Middle Ages. So here for sure you have what is left from the ancient fortification and wall systems, defense system of the city. What you have in front of you, can you see? It's a bridge going across the river, which looks very much like a covered bridge, but it was a dam, built at the times of the French, designed by the best military architect of the King Louis XIV. Can you see from the arches above the river, you had a system of iron walls that could be taken down to the bottom of the river to prevent the water of the river from coming in the city. Can you see the river is coming this way? When the walls are closed, the river stays outside. And the river used to flood all the outskirts, and the enemies could not reach the walls because of the floods outside. Today it's a panoramic balcony, and it looks very much like a covered bridge, but we don't name it the covered bridge because we have covered bridges. which are not covered anymore, and they're here on the left. Can you see the towers? 1, 2, 3. And the bridges, now we make a U-turn. The bridges in between are made of stone. But the very first bridges, because the towers are from the end of the 13th century, the first bridges were made of wood. You had grades going down to the bottom of the river to prevent the enemy boats from coming into the city. And you had, above the bridges, you had wooden roofs to protect the gunpowder and the cannons. So the bridges on your right were covered. Then a big fire destroyed all the wooden structure, the wooden wood, the wooden bridges, and the wooden roofs. The bridges were rebuilt of stone, and the roofs were never rebuilt anymore. But even if they are not covered anymore, we still name them les ponts couverts, the covered bridges. And the bridge on the left-hand side, which is a real covered bridge, we don't name it the covered bridge. Are you confused enough?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, we are leaving this arm, one of the four arms of the Little French state. These people would study here rather than in Paris. And this school is a school of a very high level of administration. The people attending that school, which is a state school, you don't need to pay, he wanted that the boys of the workers' families also had the opportunity to study there, even if they have not so much money, so they could study there. And then these people, after 3 years of studies, will become the very high-level civil servants of the French government. Sometimes they were beheading each other, so yeah. And then they moved on to London, and at the age of 74, she opened her first wax museum, and since that time it was a real success story. And we are ready. So here, now to the left, what this wooden fence is. Behind this fence here, you can see the result of the waterfall.
Super timing. N'est-ce pas? Hein? Bon, heureusement que tu as toujours cette chance de pouvoir revenir de temps en temps ici.
Ah, c'est ça.
Jusqu'à la prochaine fois.
Non, non, c'est bon.
Hein? C'est vrai?
Ouais.
Tu crois?
Ouais, on a une belle augmentation.
Ah, c'est bien, t'as bien négocié. Bah, il faut, hein.
Ah, ils se sont améliorés. Hein. Au niveau de...
Ouais, d'accord, mieux.
Okay, so this is now the northern arm of the River Ile. So we will make the buckle. And to the left-hand side behind these half-tip buildings, this is where you cannot see it, but it's the train station, which was very much modernized these last 20 years. Because now in France, you know, we have this fabulous, I mean, not only France has it, but we have a fabulous high-speed train. Have you ever experienced yourself the French high-speed train? Oh, we have an amazing high-speed train. Just to give you an example, Strasbourg is 500 kilometers away from Paris, so 300 miles. When there was no high-speed train, it was 5 hours to go to Paris. Of course, you can always drive. The drive takes 4 hours. The highway is very expensive and very boring. Now that we have the high-speed train, and it's straight, no stop between Strasbourg and Paris, it takes 1 hour and 50 minutes. My daughter lives in Paris. I tell you, when I go to see her, I'm so happy. I say, oh my God, at least I can rest, I can take my book, I can read. I read 2 or 3 pages, maybe 4, I fall asleep. I wait exactly as it was before. But now I would like to, after this bridge on the left, we pass a very big shopping mall, but there are no docking place for us ladies to go out. Not never. And it's there. It is named La Place des Halles. Halles is a very old French word, which means the market. And the first train station was there, and inside the train station there was a big market. That's why the shopping mall, which is just ahead of us, the modern building there, is named the market square La Place des Halles. And here to our left, there is a... Can you see the trees here just on the left-hand side? And behind the trees you have a grey building. So you have a space between the pier and the grey building. All here, this empty place, is a memorial to remind that the previous synagogue was there. That synagogue was built by the Prussians at the end of the 19th century, and it was burnt by the Nazis in September 1940. The first thing the Nazis did when they came to Strasbourg was to burn the synagogue. A place where a synagogue was once. When it's possible, and I mean, according to the policy of the city, you don't rebuild anything else where a synagogue was once. So there we have a memorial, and the new synagogue was built in another section of the city in 1958. And that's the shopping mall. And in the pier, you see that in the coats of arms in the stone there are all the coats of arms of the cities which were connected to Strasbourg by train in 1852, because the first train station was there, as I said. So, I pronounce well? Do you know that it took me years to pronounce Mass? Okay, never mind. I'm using the French sentence, mets ses chaussettes, which means put your socks on, something it's mets ses chaussettes. Okay, never mind. Boston is our sister city. And if you come from other countries, I'm so sorry, we don't have our sister cities with you. We can work on it. You invite me. Okay? Good. Now, in a short time on the left-hand side, you will see, here, this northern arm of the river is the junction between the new city built by the Germans and the old city surrounded by the walls of the Middle Ages since the end of the 19th century on the right. And to the left, these two buildings, the Court of Justice built in the yellow sandstone looking like a Greek temple, and the church, St. Peter's the Young Catholic Church, were both designed by the same architect. You see, it's the spirit of Germanic architecture of the 19th century. Eclecticism, mixing all the styles which existed before, imponent, Juliette Binoche, yeah. Probably you know Juliette Binoche and Isabelle Huppert. Yes. Isabelle Huppert will become very famous as well. So, dear guests, it is time for you all now to be ready with your listening devices, okay? Be ready. Good. So now, is the program clear for everybody? Yes? Oui? Oui, oui? Oh no, I should not say oui, oui. But this is the way in France, we barely say we once. So we say either oui, oui, or oui, 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 or oui, 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 oui. Okay, so I would like to thank our captains for the very nice sail. Frédéric and Mathieu, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much for listening.
Let's walk up a little further. Oh my.
Et les mettre sur l'appareil photo. Đi vào đây chụp ảnh luôn ạ. Ông ngoại chụp xong chưa?
It's too big to even comprehend.
That's why I'm sliding along, you know.
Let's stay with her. We can always come back in the pictures. Oh my word.
We have paintings that are representing you and also statements about that. So to pay homage to this famous preacher, the artists have represented his little puppy on the front. And we are going to continue. And this is also the St. John Parish Church, the St. John as well.
And the stigmas window in the middle is a modern one. So stigmas window.
Oh, I've heard of this, yeah. Una cara simplemente. La divide. La mano así.
Finally, you have this 14th century Buddha.
Yeah. He looks very earnest.
Level is such
I can actually talk now. We're off the ship. We're not with the group anymore. And there's a merry-go-round, and it's a double-decker. Let's walk up closer so you can see it better. Isn't it nice to hear me talking again? I love this town of Strasbourg. We wouldn't mind coming back and seeing this when they have the Christmas fairs going on. Look at all little dormers on the roofs. It's a cute place where we decided to have lunch in Strasbourg. So we're finding it.
I don't know how this came about. She was like, saying this is really long message. I was like, yeah, but at 9 o'clock.